and welcome to this episode of the CCR Student Entrepreneurship Series, where we talk to real-life entrepreneurs about their journey on how they started their business. I'm this show's lead podcast host, Vanessa Tran, and I'm here with my co-host,
Monhodo.
Today we are joined by our special guest, Theresa, the owner of Party Pixel Boots. Before we start our interview, remember to take control of your future. Join the California Army National Guard and serve your community during local and state emergencies. You'll learn more marketable skills, earn a paycheck, and get money for school. Contact Sergeant Aquino today at 916-233-7615.
All right, so to start off this podcast, would you mind telling us about your business and what did you do to start this business?
Okay, I would love to answer that question. When I was living in San Francisco, it was 2009, so almost 11 years ago, I went to a wedding with my cousin as her date, and they had a photo booth at the wedding. At that time, photo booths were not very big at weddings. So it was the first time I'd ever actually seen one outside of the mall. And we hung out in the photo booth the whole night. And I asked the guy working how I can buy one. I wanted to put one in my new house. And the guy said, well, I'll connect you with the guy who builds them and you can, make your money back after 5 or 6 events. And that's when my light bulb went off. I never thought about actually a business. I was thinking it was just kind of be a fun thing to have at my house. So from there, I was able to get in touch with the guy that builds them. And about 6 months later, I had a photo booth that I was able to fit into my car. I was not wanting to get a big photo booth like the ones that you see at the mall. I didn't want to buy a new truck or get a truck or a trailer. I wanted something that could break down and fit into my car.
That's nice. So why did you choose to do a photo business rather than opening up some sort of other business instead?
It kind of fell into my lap, to be honest. Like, I was having such a fun time at the wedding. So I thought this would be a fun thing to have at my house when my friends come over. So I was not thinking business right away until the guy said to me, oh, you can make your money back in, 5 or 6 events. So I wasn't even, it's not like I searched for this as my business. It just fell into my lap because I had a lot of fun at the wedding with the photo booth.
And kind of with your background, what other entrepreneur activities have you been involved with, and how has that led to your success today?
I've been around entrepreneurs since I was born. Both my parents have, their own businesses, so I kind of grew up with that. As a kid, I would, want to sell things on eBay. Anyway, I was a babysitter. I always tried to, find ways to make money in high school. I know these aren't entrepreneur things, but, I got a job at Johnny Rockets when I was in high school, and I, really enjoyed earning money. And then I was a tutor. I did private tutoring, and then I also one time made coasters with funny quotes on them that I sold at a flea market. I made maybe $500. So I just kind of enjoyed finding ways to make money, and it's nice because there's not somebody that's telling you can't make a certain amount of money. It's how much you are willing to work.
And I know a lot of kids our age, they feel they had to go into one specific field of work, and they have to stick to it, stick to one job, kind of have a stable career. How would you touch on that in being able to work a part-time job along with, a full-time job?
So I do have a full-time job. My job as a photo booth owner started out as a hobby that I made a little bit of extra money with so I can travel. But my photo booth business is growing to be a little bit I could be full-time if I wanted to on my photo booth. So I wouldn't actually say it's part-time. I'd say it's I have 2 full-time jobs basically. Yeah. Balance is very difficult. Yeah. The good thing is with my full-time job, I do have, time during the day where I can be on my computer, sending contracts out or, having phone meetings or going in person with meetings. So I do have time because my full-time job the schedule is it varies. So I do have time. I mean, I also find that the balance part, the social part is very, very hard because I miss my friends and it is hard to stay in touch with people that I care about. So that's something I haven't figured out yet, but I'm working on it.
So you mentioned your business is starting to expand more now, correct? So how did you, once you initially did start your business, how did you get word out about your business out to other people to come and start, how do I say it?
To hire me?
Yeah, to hire you.
When I was living in San Francisco when I started my business. I was a teacher. I taught 5th grade. Teacher salaries at the time, it was challenging to, pay for all the fun activities I wanted to do in my life. So I thought, maybe I'll work like 10 events a year. A lot of friends are getting married at the time, so, I can make a little bit extra money. So what I did in San Francisco was every week, so I would teach from 8:30 to 3. Every week I would make a goal to have one meeting with one event planner at one of the hotels in San Francisco. So every week I would go, have a meeting, sit down, do a tour of the venue or the hotel, and I would offer them one free photo booth. So I did a lot of free events. It was great because I was able to, I was honest with them. I said, I'm brand new, so I'd like to offer you a free photo booth that you can give one of your clients. So obviously their clients were happy because they got a free photo booth, but it also didn't put the expectation on it to be perfect. So there was times where the lighting wasn't great, or, I was learning as I was going, and I was upfront with them. This is partly me learning. So I gave them a free photo booth. Most of the time it was great. They didn't have any issues, or small little issues I was able to fix, but I didn't feel bad about it because I wasn't charging them for it. So giving away my services for free in the beginning was great. Now people ask me all the time for free photo booths, and that's hard because, you can't give away your services for free. I just did it as I was learning.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and a big message that we're kind of trying to spread is that you don't necessarily need schooling or to go into higher education to go into a specific profession. You don't need a school to be your own boss. So how would you what are the stepping stones, or what's the kind of how did you kind of jumpstart your career into what you are doing now?
Okay, so I'm not. Okay, so for me personally, I'm not. My advice is to go to school. Yeah. I wouldn't say oh, this is the easy route. Let's just, after high school, then you can be an entrepreneur. Yes, you can be an entrepreneur at any time. You could be I know a 10-year-old entrepreneur who made $1 million by the time he was 18 years old. He didn't go to school for that, but I think that school, my degrees in school have nothing to do with what I'm doing right now, but you still learn a lot in school. And sometimes you need to, as maybe the light bulb will go off when you're in a certain class, or so I think it's important to go to school still. Yeah. I'm sorry, what was the actual question?
How is what's the first step to kind of creating something like this if students didn't know how to begin with that, if they weren't sure in the pathway they wanted to go?
I think for me it's a little different because it's not I sat down and thought, what business am I going to start? Yeah. I literally was not thinking business at all when I started my business. It just fell into my lap. So that one's kind of a hard question for me to answer, but I'd say, think about where your passions are. Don't look at it as a job. Mm-hmm. For me, my business has expanded a lot because I have a lot of passion for it. And I enjoy, challenges and finding ways to create something fun out of it. But I would say find what your passions are. What do you enjoy doing? Even if that means I enjoy playing soccer every day. Think of a way to create a business around that. Maybe it's doing a college, video submissions for, kids to go, to get into college. Maybe you have a passion to helping high school kids get into college for soccer. Maybe you end up doing camps, to whatever it is, or maybe you enjoy being around students, but you don't want to work at a school. Okay, then you can create, your own college readiness program, or whatever it is, privately. Just find out where your passions are and go with that. I wouldn't say to stress out about it because a lot of times it will fall in your lap.
Yeah.
Do you, by any chance, have any other goals to expand your company, or have any goal, a set timeline that you want to do something with your company within the next couple of years?
Mm-hmm. Good question. Actually, I like that question. So originally, I started my company doing mainly social events. Social events are, weddings, high school dances, proms, whatever that any social type events, birthday parties. In the past 2 years, I have shifted my business to be more on the digital marketing side of it. So I do a lot with businesses to help them with their marketing. So I have companies that lease these photo booths from me, and they have them in their place of business, like in the lobby of, different businesses, and it's collecting email addresses. So my goal is, right now I have two companies that lease from me. My goal by the end of this year is to have 10. I'm sorry, not this year. In the next 6 months is to have 10. Gosh, because we're only a month and away, 2 months away from the end of the year. By the end of 2020, I want to have 20 leases. And if I can do that, then I'll be able to hire someone, probably 1 or 2 people full-time, to help me run my business so I can have more fun and go on vacation and do work from the beach.
Yeah, so I can tell that it's just a lot of just putting in time in, so eventually you can kind of have somebody else start running it for you. You can relax on your own, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
Or being more efficient with time. So I don't have to spend all day. I can spend time with my friends. I can be more social in my life, but also I'll be making a lot more money. I'll actually be making way more money once I'm to that point. But you have to put the hard work in. You have to hit those walls where it's like, oh, this isn't working for me, and finding ways around those walls.
Okay. Do you have any other last pieces of advice you'd give to anybody trying to become an entrepreneur?
I would say to write a list of the things that you enjoy and not think about business at all. Just write a list of things that you enjoy doing, or things that you have passion for, and finding a mentor, somebody that you can, really sit down with and talk weekly with or monthly, and even getting like jobs with small businesses. So instead of going out and getting, restaurant jobs, maybe do that as well as also finding a job, even if that means volunteering or interning, or like I hire, I have a lot of people I hire part-time, like find a job with a small business so you can learn from them.
All right, Theresa, so that's all we have for today. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you for having me. You guys are awesome at what you do.
Do you have any contact information that we could reach you from, or
Sure.
Find you?
Do you want me to say it on air? Okay. So you can go on my website, partypixelbooths.com, partypixelbooths.com.
Thank you very much, Theresa.
Thank you.